What's up, guys? Welcome to part 2. I'm Andrew with Nautilus. If you missed part 1, go back and check it out. So check it out. On this one, instead of cutting the nerves, I'm actually going to cut the rails on here. So I'm going to measure more or less right here where that tip goes. I got my X-Acto blade and I'm just going to do a quick little cut here and make it nice and straight, just like this. Again, if you want to, you can cut this section here. It's a lot easier. It doesn't take as much time, but I'm not a big fan. I think it looks kind of half-assed. So, and then you're gonna basically get that X-Acto blade and kind of just cut all the way up to that mark that we made. Right there. You're gonna pop that off. And we're gonna flip it back the other side. And we're gonna cut it also right up to there. And we got it. When you do it, just make sure you use a nice sharp X-Acto. You can clean that up a little bit later. I'm going to spare it because it's going to take me too long to show that, so I'm just going to move on to the next section. And we're going to just cut here, same thing. And the reason I like doing it this way, it just gives it a nice polished product. It doesn't look half-assed, and it gives the blade a little bit more support in the midsection, where sometimes you'll get a lot of blades breaking in that midsection due to the fact that they don't have too much support if you're over flexing them, which you shouldn't do, but if you're not a very technical diver, you might miss that. Or maybe if you're spearfishing, you shoot a really big fish and you got to push really hard off to get that fish up or whatnot. I mean, you never know, in case of some kind of emergency, or someone gets blacked out and you got to pick them up and it's a dense body. So there's a lot of different things you can do. So anyway, I'll clean these up later. You can clean them up a little bit more with the blade. I just kind of wanted to show you what it looks like. So we'll keep moving forward. I'm going to show you guys now the midsection glue job. So already spoke about it. So you're going to open up those tendons here. I already, by the way, glued the center position here on the pocket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up those tendons. I'm going to go about halfway through. I'm going to pour that glue in there, and it's already actually sliding back. I'm not sure if you guys can see it with our amazing GoPro camera, but it's already sliding back. So I'm going to just kind of press and hold it now. A lot of people use the drops, like they'll just kind of do a drop every inch. It works pretty well, but it doesn't cover every area. So I mean, I like to pour it in there, let it slide down. And as I'm doing this, it's basically bonding to the carbon fiber, all that rubber, and it's making a really nice seal. You can actually, I don't know if you guys can see the seal on there. I think you can. I mean, maybe, no, we need to get better cameraman. but that's pretty much it. If it does seep out of the sides a little bit, you can get a rag and just kind of clean it up. Just pass it really quick with maybe a little bit of water, maybe a little tiny bit of acetone, not too much. Again, the glue that we're using here is the HFT super glue. It's been working really well. It doesn't crack as the blade flexes. It doesn't stick. It's not as sticky as the gel. Sticky in the sense that it's not like honey, so the viscosity is a lot lighter, so it's easier to just kind of pour it in somewhere and let it slide, and it's just makes the job a little cleaner. So basically that's all we're going to be doing. I'm going to repeat this whole process. I'm going to go to the tip as well. So this section, I'm going to do the back section and then front section. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Once we're done with that, we'll have a nice finished product where the pockets are going to be all the way glued up here, and that's it. So we're pretty close to being finished on this one side. I'm going to try to see if we can, actually this one's pretty clean. You see that edge here? As long as there's no rubber on that edge, we should be fine. So I'm just going to finish this video off, and we're going to actually do the top section here. So now I'm going to basically just get the glue and start pouring it from the top. Just going to let it slide all the way nice and down in there. You don't want to let it be sliding too long, because it does lose some of its sticky adhesion purposes. And then just kind of, again, we're going to press and hold it. It's going to take maybe a minute or two here. Again, guys, we don't have editing software at the moment. Do we have the budget for it? Probably. But do we keep it old school? I guess so. We'll probably change it up eventually, but an old school kind of guy. So pretty much here, just letting it bond. Once the whole thing bonds, honestly, guys, just don't mess with it for about a couple hours. I'd give it about 8 hours before you start flexing it around or moving it around. We usually take a day to let it really cure and bond onto there, and that's really it. It's a pain in the arse. So every time you guys order Pathos pockets from us and blades and we have them built, that's like, you know, a little extra touch that we do for our customers. We care about you guys, so we're gonna make it happen. But if you out there, do-it-yourself dudes out there, want to do this, a little bit goes a long way with this glue. You don't have to really glob it on there. Sometimes it just makes things a little bit more messy. So you can see this section's pretty much done, nice and glued on there. This is not gonna go nowhere. And that's pretty much it. Now we just got to finish this other section. We'll have a finished product, and that's pretty much it. So guys, just be, you know, it takes time. Just take your time with it. Always have something to clean up with. Make sure you clean it before you glue it on there. If you missed part 1, check it out. Hope you enjoyed the video. I know people have been asking us to do this one for probably about 2 or 3 years. Sorry for taking so long. A lot of love. I'll catch you guys later.